as much as I'm hard on aftermarket warranties, and it's really not me, it's my experience with the aftermarket warranties. And I don't feel there's enough legislation that is holding them accountable for their contracts, although the language can be interpreted in so many different ways because they already know how to screw you. That's why they wrote those contracts. So, do I find value in an aftermarket warranty? Yes. Do I feel an aftermarket warranty is for everyone? No, I don't. I'm going to give you a couple experiences of my own. It doesn't matter what price range I buy a refrigerator at in the last 20 years. They don't last, and you don't get a good warranty on it. So for appliances, because appliance manufacturers also are doing the same thing that auto manufacturers are and saying, what is the cheapest product parts that I can get for this product to sell so I can make the maximum amount of profits so that fails soon enough that the customer's back buying another one. Now, mind you, we survived for, I don't even know how, I'm going to look this up. When was the first refrigerator? When was the first refrigerator? We're going to say in America, 1918. So we were getting by quite fine with archaic ways of having a refrigerator and freezer. I still have a refrigerator in my basement that's 30 years old that works perfectly fine. I have a refrigerator in the shop that refrigerator couldn't make it less than 10 years. That's like the fourth refrigerator in my house, and I've been in my home almost 20 years. Fourth. And that refrigerator works, but the ice maker and something else went wrong with it, and it doesn't defrost. But it's here, and it's in a shop environment, and it works for our purposes here. Then the one that was in my kitchen, and I'll just give you a price range, that was $1,900 top of the line 20 years ago. The next one of that one was like $2,500. The next one after that cost me near $3,000. And I said, I'm so sick of things breaking on it and having to buy one every couple of years that I bought the extended warranty. Same thing with the garbage disposal. We just replaced a 10-year warranty, 10-year, not garbage disposal, dishwasher. That's probably like, it's close, it's probably 6 or 10 dishwashers, and we're not animals. So the first one I got was a 10-year warranty, one with I said, that's it. I'm going to buy the most expensive dishwasher I can this round, and I think it was over $1,000 or something like that. I don't even remember what it was. Then it has a sticker on there that says, buy me, I have a 10-year warranty. Okay, so I buy that. You know what that 10-year warranty doesn't cover? Everything. So Lowe's sells another warranty. I said, give me the warranty. Same thing with the refrigerator. It's $4,000 for the refrigerator. I want an additional warranty. I'm sick of all the appliance things. And appliance things are no different than automotive. All these manufacturers are concerned about maximum profits on the first sale and how can they get you back in to buy another one for maximum profits again sooner. Planned obsolescence is in a lot of different things nowadays. So like I said, I have one refrigerator in my basement. It is just a regular basic white refrigerator, and it works perfectly fine in my basement going on near 30 years. I had that refrigerator when I lived in Northeast Philly as my first refrigerator in there, and I lived there for, I don't know, 7 years. I forget what it was. So putting it together, almost 30-year-old refrigerator, works perfectly fine. AC unit in the shop, just stay with me. Everything in the shop gets beat to death. It doesn't seem like I can get a PC to last more than 3 years out in the shop. Of course, humidity, moisture, dirt, dust, power surges, air conditioners in the office, wall units. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call this 6 because the trash truck company swiped the side of the building and destroyed one. So 5 AC units. And finally, Rachel's like, just buy the biggest, most expensive one that you can fit in that hole. Okay, so we did. I'll let you know how long that lasts if I live that long. But for everybody. So when you buy a new car, buy as many extra warranties as you can to afford it. Stop buying all the apps that aren't cheap, like wheel protection, tire protection is good, paint protection, interior protection, electronic protection. I know it's going to be expensive. If you make good money and you make good financial decisions and you can take on the expenses of what it costs to get your car fixed out of warranty, factory warranty is 3 years, 36 on average, then don't do it. Roll the dice and say, all right, I'm gonna ride this out, but I have enough money to take care of issues that are non-warranty, right? If I get in an accident, right, and I don't want to turn it into an insurance company, can I afford to go to the shop and spend a couple $1,000s out of pocket? Things like that. So if you have the means to do without, and I'm not saying that you have a couple of hours left out of your paycheck after all you pay your bills, if you're really comfortable with anything happening in your life, like, okay, the house has a major issue, the car has a major issue. And for me, it's always the kids need something majorly expensive when I want to do something for myself. And then I put myself on the back burner and put the kids first, of course. And it's not like that for everybody. That if you're in that financial predicament that's very healthy and good, I don't really say that you need to have any extended warranties. But although they are a good idea. So I say a lot of bad things about them because it seems like I deal with the crappier ones, and then the top tier ones are the ones that are probably a little bit more out of reach for people. But most of you are financing your warranties into your payment. So think about that. So then we're going to say the person who can't take care of the car that they presently have, it's used, it's new, whatever the case, it's new, it's out of warranty. Your car's in bad shape because you financially didn't take care of it. You don't believe in repairs and maintenance. Your mechanic's horrible. You never take it in for service. You drive it 30,000 miles and never change your oil, and your engine blows up and you just trade it in. You keep moving forward. Whatever the person is. If you couldn't take care of your new car that's out of warranty, right, and your used car out of warranty, meaning you purchased it secondhand from somebody, and of course there's going to be issues with everything nowadays. Doesn't matter what it is. This is the magic and voodoo that they're putting on the American people to bleed you dry of your money. If you're the person who is going to not fix the car, and a scenario, an example is the Toyota Matrix that was in here yesterday. If you are not making good financial decisions to better yourself, you refuse to take care of the car problems that you had because of whatever, we're going to say drugs, alcohol, the world, excuses, whatever it is. But you have cigarettes, you have alcohol, you have beer, you have weed, but you can't put $200 or $300 into your car, right? Cigarettes is $15 a pack. Do the math. You can't even put $300 a month into your car, but you're getting $300 a month worth of cigarettes, $300 worth of weed, whatever. I don't really think there's any fixing that scenario because you're not willing to make sacrifices to better your environment, and buying a brand new car is not the answer for you anyway, because you can't spend a few $100s a month on basics on your older car. So if you're buying a used car in the market, Facebook market or whatever, private sale, you can get an aftermarket warranty. Do I advise you buying the absolute cheapest warranty? No, not whatsoever. So let's just forget it. If the cheapest minimum warranty is a joke, don't waste your time or your money. You're wasting the mechanic's time, you're wasting your own time, and you wasted your money. And I can't tell you who they are because I have a gag order for certain things. So if you buy a used car, and we'll just say any one of our used car dealerships around here, it is in your best interest to buy the best warranty. And they may not still cover everything, but at least you'll have a lot of financial protection. Versus you buying the worst and cheapest warranty, or the least amount of warranty, it is a friggin' nightmare. And watch some of these videos that dealerships are saying to customers when a customer comes in and says, I have an aftermarket vehicle warranty, everything's covered, where's my rental car? The brakes have to go on. Nothing's covered until we find out what's covered. In your mind, you think you're entitled to everything. The warranty company has to say otherwise. Some of them don't pay full labor rate. Some of them don't want to pay any markup on parts. They want to send you used parts. They want to send you Amazon or eBay, the cheapest parts that they can find. And they don't care if it doesn't make it past 12 months or 12,000 miles. They don't care. Buy the better tier warranties. Typically when you say, well, price doesn't mean anything, sometimes price means something. So if you hear a warranty for $800, it costs that much to get an alternator and a battery nowadays in some vehicles. Just keep that in mind. Turbochargers cost way more than that. And they don't cover maintenance. So if you don't do any of the maintenance, well, does the customer have receipts for transmission fluid services? Does the customer have receipts for the oil changes and the proper intervals and the proper filter and fluid? Yes, they want to know all that. Is there rust? There's a lot of keywords. So if you're buying a used vehicle, buy the best warranty. If it's $4,000, whatever the cost is, it's a few dollars a month extra in your payment, and it makes sense. And if you're doing that and you can't afford that extra protection and you want to raw dog it, you're going to be in trouble. Because when you come in for repairs and there's no warranty, you're not going to be able to afford the repairs. The average dealership price here starts at $220 an hour. Not mom and pops like myself. So think about that. They don't cover all the labor charges. Nothing's 100% covered. Some may not be. They don't cover diag. They don't cover tear down. They don't cover certain seals and gaskets. It is a nightmare, but the better tier warranties give you way better protection. This is what I'm saying. So a lot of people say it's a scam, right? But the scams are in the lower level tiers price point of those warranties, and their goal and their training is deny the claim, torture the shop, so that the shop doesn't want to work with us, or they have to tow it to someplace else and have somebody else jump through all the hoops, or find another shop who's willing to work for free or the lowest amount of things that they're willing to pay for. A lot of the good shops aren't interested in that. That's like me. I hear certain name companies of warranties, and it's like, I don't want to deal with them at all. I want to deal with customers. I want to deal with insurance companies, aftermarket warranties that are for the customer and they're for the shop. It's all about service and warranty, right? Even my home air conditioning unit that I just had done in the summer, I could have had it fixed again. And I said, F it. I want it replaced. It's the original heat and air. I've been spending $1,000 every year on it for the last, 10 years. That's $10,000. Just keep it going. I said, F it, replace it all. And he said, hey, we can do this, we can do that. Here's your price, and whatever, boom. Problem after problem after problem after problem. Finally, it's been problem-free. Air conditioning and heat. This is the first year in use. Second year for heat, first year for air conditioning. We'll see if that all works out next. And I bought an extended warranty on that covers the unit. Now, is there some nonsense in there? Probably. And like I said, if you have, I call it your dripping money, you don't really need to worry about certain things, right? If you're the customer that's not dripping money and haven't made the best financial decisions, or right now it's tough times or hard times, getting a new car is not a smart move. Fixing your old car and making sacrifices in life is a good thing. So that's my take on warranties, is absolutely 100%. I don't want to have to tell you that the warranty company, and I'll just give you an example here, only pays $100 an hour. And we're just going to use, for example, the labor rate average on Route 130 is 175 to 180. That's not my labor rate, but I'm just using an example. That means you're coming up with $80 an hour just take a small job, 4-hour job. Do the math. $320 you have to pay for it because the warranty company's not paying it. Oh, and you have a $250 deductible. Cheaper warranties are like that, okay? So what you thought was going to be a cover repair, and some of them don't even cover diagnostic time, minimum 1 hour, add another $200. You could be easily out $1,000 or more. Or we want to put a new part in, and they want to send us a used part. And like, I don't want to use a used part. I don't want to use the cheapest alternator or starter from the parts houses, and I show it every day. That's what they do. They go right online and say, I can get this at Amazon for $29. I can't even get a brake rotor for $29, and we're just using an example, at any parts store around here. But they'll say, well, we'll just order it online and send it to you. Now the customer's waiting a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever. Put it in. If it doesn't work, guess what? The customer still car sits again because the warranty company doesn't care. They're just like a junkyard. I got a guaranteed good part for you. It's low mileage. You put it in the motor shop, put it in transmission shop, put it in the rear shop. All these junkyards say the same shit. I got a low mileage whatever for you. And that's not the case. I say they're all liars, and don't take it personal, junkyard owners and guys. That it's just my experience over the years with used parts. But yes, absolutely, there is value in the better warranty companies. No different than healthcare. Like I used to buy the affordable before we went to Obamacare, which like doubled and tripled my healthcare. I bought the most affordable family plan when I started this business, and it really wasn't that great. But my kids, I had one child. He wasn't sick a lot, and I didn't really need healthcare. And then as the children got older, I needed more coverage and more help. So as I learned with the lower plans, just like aftermarket warranties, at 52 years old, I have the highest plan, most expensive healthcare plan that I can get. And there's still people with better ones out there, than me. And what I mean, people in the system that have everything covered, they have better healthcare for me than for zero. Dental, eye, OB, whatever. I don't have all that. So now that I've learned through my experiences that even buying the most affordable healthcare plan can bleed you dry. And I'm excited to see where the healthcare industry goes next year or the year after. Let's see, we're going to be on for a ride, but I'm all for affordable healthcare. That's even going to be possible. I liked when it was where you had a salesman for me come to a buyer or a broker come in and say, hey, Aunt, this is what I got for all these different companies. Well, they eliminated those guys. Go to healthcare.gov, the Obamacare plan, and that was horrible for me. And it's still very expensive. But I didn't need all that when I was starting my family, or even when I was younger. I wasn't sick. But as I got older, it's like I need the best plan that I can get. Whatever it is, it's worth it for me at this age. So yes, aftermarket warranties and coverages, insurance policies and things like that certainly have a benefit. And for me, when I hear a warranty and I hear the company, I'm like, the customer's getting screwed, and I can't stand that. But and then Rachel says, hey, I have 3 that I will deal with because we can make a profit. We can almost get the customer job done for just their deductible. And I said this before about car insurance deductibles. If you're having that many, if you have to go to a high deductible insurance plan for your car that you're financing, you have bigger problems. Because if you have a little accident, we see it all the time, you can't cover the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 out of pocket that you have to pay for to get the car fixed. And if it's $4,000, insurance company's not paying any, that's your deductible. And the average light hit we see today is between $2,000 and $5,000 or $4,000. And if you don't have that $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, they're not fixing your car. They're not financing it for you. And you see a lot of people driving around because they can't cover the deductible. They'll wait till that car's a total loss or it's a repo, and that's the way that car's life will end. That's a fact. Good insurance company, pay the higher prices up front, because if you get in an accident and your coverage your deductible is high, and you're already financially challenged to just put gas and food on the table, you're in trouble. A lot of different scenarios in this world, but yes, they're definitely worth buying the better coverage, and especially if you're financing it. I know that it may be turning up the payment a little bit, but you can't even buy a new car without major catastrophic failure. Great, it's under warranty. Your car sat in the shop for 3 months or 6 months while you're making a payment. How disgusting is that? It didn't cost me nothing. Yeah, you're still paying for the car. You're still paying for insurance. It's happening all around the world. And used cars are no different. So if you're buying a used car and you're buying a new car, 100% an aftermarket warranty, and the best aftermarket warranties, is good for you. Thanks for watching.